Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be scrapping out the rest of this chiller. In my last video that I uploaded, I went around, got about a little over 50% of it done, and most of it was the stuff that was going to take a little bit longer. Now I got to just go around and get out all the wires, the tank. There's a pump, there's another electric motor, there's 2 compressors, a bunch of wiring, of course the panel, and then we're just going to be left with the big frame, which I'm going to use to stack firewood in here. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and watch me scrap. So I'm just going to start taking some hoses out, free up some room, then I'll probably start going for the wire and everything like that. I think that's a good plan. Let's try it out.
If you guys missed part 1 of this video, be sure to stick around to the end. I'll put a link to it in the end screen, right after I end up breaking down everything that I ended up getting out of the chiller.
Alright, with less clutter gone due to the hoses, I think I'm going to go for the compressors.
And these were definitely some of the biggest compressors that I'd ever worked with. In length and total, they were a little over 20 inches, so that's pretty big. And with all that height comes a good amount of weight. And I end up breaking that down here in a second. Then I had to pull the hatchet out, and there's a piece of copper pipe that was connecting the 2 compressors. Got that chopped off, and we threw it in the pile. And after I remove the metal on it, we'll have a good clean piece of number 1.
Alright, those are very heavy. A lot heavier than I thought they'd be. I mean, they weigh probably well over 150 pounds. Let's get the other one off and then we'll see how much they weigh for sure.
And in this step of the process, I accidentally broke this impact. I'm not sure how I did it, but it just wouldn't get a connection. I pulled the trigger and nothing would happen. I ended up accidentally dropping it about 10 minutes later after I ended up just doing all this by hand, and then it ended up working again. I don't know what was up.
I mean, these are heavy. I'm gonna get the scale over here and see how much these bad boys weigh. How about that? I mean, I'm barely holding it on here, so fluctuated about 5 pounds, but yeah, 150 pounds. I was pretty close. All right, cool. Let's get this thing off and get back to disassembling.
Next up, I just had to free up all the wire, and that was just cutting it off of the electrical box and making it easy enough to where I could snake it back through and pull it out.
All right, GoPro nice and dirty. Everything's nipped. Let's get this wire out. I'll definitely just be scrapping this stuff as is. Then in all honesty, this bigger stuff, I'll be able to turn this into number 1 or Bear Bright. So it's got some rigidity to it. I'm gonna run this through the Stripmeister. Probably not today, but we'll get to it eventually. All right, this thing's starting to look a lot more bare. A little bit more copper pipe that I gotta get off. Then it's going to the motor. I think the pump, or the other motor, whatever that is. Then it's getting the tank, and we should be done.
This tank actually had more water in it than I thought. Gave it a couple taps and kind of heard a little bit more in there. So I decided to try and drain out as much as I could into the bucket so it didn't get all over the floor before I made the final cut and really disconnected it. and I tried to plane it to where I was going to dump all the water out the outside, but that's all I ended up having. I thought it was kind of funny.
As you can see, this, I'm gonna lose weight, start scrapping in a 100-degree barn. But with this final motor getting taken out, other than taking off the control panel, this completes it, so let's get this done. Had a great time doing this scrap out. Ended up getting a lot of good stuff. Got the 2 copper aluminum radiators. Those ended up being 100 pounds a piece, 2 of those, so there's 200 pounds of those. Got the 2 good fan motors with the fan still assembled. Am I gonna use those later for another fan project or something like that and actually use them? Who knows? We got the wire, number 1 and number 2. I'm gonna strip the number 1. The number 2 stuff that's really super flimsy, I'm just gonna scrap it as is. I got the 2 pumps, motor pumps, jet pumps, whatever you wanna call them. Those 2 set off to the side. I got this awesome bunch of copper right here. Then I also have the component that all the water flow through. Somebody commented what it was in the last video explaining to me what it was, but can't remember right now off the top of my head. And I also have the rack that I'm gonna be using for firewood storage. So I'm not gonna be scrapping that. That's where I'll be getting most of my just regular old sheet steel price. But like I said, it's gonna be worth more to me as a firewood rack, and it's gonna work really good, probably where I'm selling, or heck, I might bring it to my house. I don't know. Then I also got all the paneling and everything. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to scrap this all up in this video and go off to the scrapyard and say what it was, but I'm gonna be processing up these compressors probably in another video, doing some other stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. Worked my butt off for this, so if you guys like scrapping content and a guy working hard, hit that like button, subscribe, it'll help out the channel. But I appreciate everybody watching. The channel's got over 1,000 subs. If you're a new subscriber here, I appreciate it. Yeah, more scrapping content to come. All right, as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. God bless, and as always, have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody.